Hello folks, and welcome to this week's Hi-Fi News, etc. I have some Hi-Fi news for you, but as ever, we're going to start with the trivia. Now this week we're going to stay in the general studies theme. I have a rather intriguing question for you, and it's this. Some band names don't take off the first time they're used. So I'm after a name from you. The name was first used in Britain by a band with Mary Hopkin and Peter Skellern in their ranks. This band formed and broke up in 1984. The name was later taken up and used by which popular group of the 90s? So to repeat, some band names do not take off the first time they are used. This name was first used in Britain by a band with Mary Hopkin and Peter Skellern in their ranks, who formed and broke up in 1984. The name was later taken up and used by which popular group of the 1990s? Now for this question in particular, if you run off to Google, you'll get the answer immediately, so please don't do that. Have a little think, you'll spoil it otherwise. Have a little think and muse upon the, well, there was a clue in that question. So have a little think, and if you don't get the answer, I will give it to you at the end of this video. Until then, Hi-Fi News. Now I'm going to start our hi-fi show, which is full of tap dancers, acrobats and performing seals, and me, with a cable called the Clearway HDMI AOC from Chord UK Company. If you are looking for a high-end HDMI cable, then you might want to consider this particular model from the UK outfit Chord. Priced at £120 for a 3-meter length, the new AOC, which stands for Active Optical Cable, joins the existing copper Clearway HDMI. It's not the same, it's a separate thing, folks. The AOC model introduces a so-called next-generation chipset at either end, and the run for this particular cable can extend to 20 meters. Now this new cable offers a 48, is it gigabit? I don't think it's gigabytes, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's gigabit per second, that's the bandwidth. I think the earlier model, which was the OM3, offered 10 gigabits, and a lower cost model, the OM2, was a mere 1 gigabit. This AOC model is 48. Now instead of a true optical design, this cable is a sort of hybrid. So it's a 4 fiber and 7 copper wire configuration, which is protected with foam polyethylene insulation, a dual aluminium foil shield, and a PVC jacket. Alongside the 4K, 8K, and 10K HDR picture quality, the Clearway HDMI is heavily shielded, as I've already said. This cable supports the lot, and I'll let you read the list. I'll put the whole list of supporting options on screen right now, and you can knock yourself out. If you want to know more, I'll put a contact link down below. Next up, we have some budget-powered speakers from Audio-Technica called the ATSP3X. Not a ton of information on these speakers, but I'll give you what I have. Featuring 76mm mid-bass units and 28mm tweeters, plus a built-in DSP, the speakers include dual RCA jacks and Bluetooth connectivity. Around the side is a power button accompanied with an LED indicator and a volume control dial. The rear of the cabinet also includes a bass port. Colour, well, as ever, anyone you like as long as it's matte black. My particular comments on this, well, as you can see, these speakers are built to a price, especially with the spring clips, as you can see here. So you're really looking at pairing them with Audio-Technica's low-end budget turntables. For example, the recently released AT-LP70 XBT. Oh, and yes, you can see a USB port here, but that's for service only. There's also a barrel socket for the external power supply, and hidden to the left, well, it's hard to see in normal light, is a Bluetooth pairing button. Price, I have two, either £169 or $199. Again, I'll put a link below if you want to see more. Next up, we have Denon and the AVC A10H, an AV amplifier. Denon's latest A-series AV amplifier is a 13-channel box delivering 150 watts per channel, driving up to 13 speakers and 4 independent subwoofers, including an ESS DAC array and OFC wound transformer. It also features Odyssey Multi-EQ XT32 room calibration, and it's also compatible with Dirac Live. Equipped with 7 8K HDMI inputs, this new AV amp includes HEOS built-in for multi-room use. Price, again, I have two, either £4,000 or €4,599. Next, we have another amplifier, this time from NAD. It's the NAD Masters M10 version 3 streaming amplifier. This box arrives with a full-colour touchscreen display and brushed aluminium chassis. Now, the original M10 was first introduced in 2019. This one features 100 watts per channel of N-core amplification, plus an ESS Sabre ES9039 DAC. Dirac Live bass control is featured too. You get a new dedicated moving magnet phono input and a USB Type-A input for connecting a computer or music drive. RCA stereo, optical and coax are also available. You also get HDMI eARC. With Blue OS, the M10 version 3 can be controlled from any smartphone, tablet or desktop. It can also stream popular music streaming services, internet radio stations, personal music libraries and all the usual stuff. Prices, this time I have three. You have either €2,499 or €2,499 or £1,999. Finally, we're popping over to Q Acoustics, who have a rather different amplifier, the E300A. I can hear the surprise from here. Q Acoustics releasing an amplifier, don't they do speakers? Well, normally, yeah, but in this case, no. The E300A, you fit this one to the ceiling. It's a 25 watt into 6 ohms amplifier, and it features Amazon Alexa voice control built in. And you can pair the amplifier with 2 or 4 Q Acoustics in ceiling or in wall speakers. Wi-Fi enabled, it's compatible with Amazon Multi-Room Audio, Apple AirPlay 2, Tidal Connect and Spotify Connect. Including Bluetooth 5.2 for wireless streaming, the E300A features an LED light ring to confirm voice interaction, and its surface-mounted light sensor ensures the LED ring is set to the correct intensity depending on the ambient light of your room. In addition to voice, you get a supplied remote control, and that gives control of the E300A together with a free iOS or Android QNet app, which is used for Wi-Fi setup, as well as EQ. And I'm talking bass, treble, balance, that kind of thing. The E300A includes a combined mini Toslink socket for optical digital audio, and you also get a 3.5mm stereo socket too. This input is manually selected using the remote control or app. You can fit a suitable length optical digital cable from the TV, for example. Prices, well, I have different combinations. The E300A priced at either £599 or €749. There's also a package where you get the E300A amp plus a stereo pair of QI65C in ceiling speakers for £749 or €949. So I can hear my US friends saying, what about us? Well, there will be a US version available early 2025, prices to be confirmed. And that's it, folks. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. But before we go, we need to answer that rather intriguing trivia question. So the question is this: some band names do not take off the first time they are used. This name, this particular band name, was first used in Britain by a band featuring Mary Hopkin and Peter Skellern. The band formed and broke up in the same year, 1984. That same name was later to be taken up and used by a very popular group in the 90s. What is the band name? And the answer is Oasis. Oh yes, Oasis. First, the name of a short-lived would-be supergroup from 1984, whose members included Peter Skellern, Hopkin and Julian Lloyd Webber. The slightly better known Oasis acquired the name in 1991 when Liam Gallagher saw a tour poster that referred to the Oasis Leisure Centre in Swindon. So now you know, a rather complex answer, hey, but an intriguing one, I would say. Anyway, thank you again for staying to the end of this particular video. Thank you so much for all of your support. It's very much appreciated, folks. And I will be back same time next week with another one of these. And I'd love to have your company. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.